Let's take a look at the lockpick card. Like all of the Grimm cards, this is stainless steel and small enough to fit in the credit card slot of your wallet or a small personal survival tin. This white backer is actually removable, so you can stick this to an object and it's always going to be there with you. All the tools come out of the card, so they're all going to be usable individually. And then when you're done with it, you can put it back on the card using the tool retention system. So you just line it up, give it a press, and the tool is going to be back on the card till you need it next time. So carrying a lockpick card is a very handy thing to have if you ever lose your keys and you need to get into a lock. In an urban survival situation, this is nearly mandatory equipment. Now if we start to look at this, I have 5 picks as well as a tension wrench. Now the tension wrench is actually one of the most important components of a lockpick set. And this is a pretty nice one. We have a little hook here at the top, or a step. And what that is for, this allows you to tension either the bottom of the keyway or the top of the keyway. Now depending on what type of locks you're addressing, sometimes there's just not enough room for a full insertion of the tension wrench and to allow you to pick the pin from the bottom. If that is the case, then this step comes into play and your tension wrench barely goes into the keyway, and you can apply tension from the top of the keyway and it opens up the entire bottom for your lock picks. So here's one of the 5 lock picks on the card, and this is a single pin pick. So this single hook like this is designed to single pin pick. So what you're doing with that is you are only setting one pin at a time with a little bit of tension from a tension wrench. So this is the slowest way to pick a lock, but this is also the surest way to pick a lock. You can pick any lock using the single pin technique. So this is one of the more popular style of rakes. This is the Bogota or the triple peak style. And what this does, you're not picking one pin at a time. You are working this in and out of the lock and you're picking 3 different pins. So there's a pretty good chance if you scrub this, you are going to have the pins at the right place at the right time and they're under tension. This is one of the more popular styles of lock picks. So this is another very popular style. This is known as a city rake. So if you see the peaks on here, they're kind of random. They're kind of mimic an actual key. And that also kind of looks like a city landscape. So with this one, the pins are going to be held at different heights as you scrub this or as you rake this. So this is a very, very effective lock pick against certain types of locks. So I'm having trouble getting the camera to focus on this. This style is what's known as a snake rake. And you see it's kind of got a little different radius to the bumps than the standard Bogota does. And I got 2 different heights as well. So that's going to help me manipulate 2 pins at the same time. This is a really fast rake for raking. I really like this style a lot. Here's the last tool, and this one is called a half round. And this one's used just like all the other rakes. All you're doing is engaging the pins different ways. So I might be able to pick a lock with a half round. You would pick a lock with a snake. If I changed my technique a little bit and change the angle, maybe a triple would work for me and you would have to use a city rake. So that's why you have multiple rakes. All depends on the lock and it all depends on your technique. So I do own lockpick sets that are a little bit longer, but for the most part lockpicks are designed to be concealed and carried unobtrusively. And the handle on this is still plenty of handle. The design of these heads, or the design of the picks, are proven designs. I love the fact that the tension wrench, I can go top of the key or bottom of the key. This is really a heck of a system, and this is something that you can EDC, just put it in your wallet and never think about it. Now, any urban kit needs to have a lockpick set, and having the tools is great, but having the tools with no skill does you no good whatsoever. So lockpicking is definitely a skill, and it's a worthwhile skill. Even if you don't work in a city, if you're more of a rural kind of guy, wherever you are, you've got a pretty good chance of losing your keys, and then you're gonna have to get into your own locks, and a set of lock picks like this is gonna save the day. You can get one of these clear plastic locks, teach yourself pretty easy. There are in-person classes that are specialized for lock picking, and most of the premium in-person urban survival courses teach lock picking as well. These are not just an emergency tool that you can carry. These are premium lockpicks. These are a solid, proven design, and they're durable enough that you can practice and you can learn with this. Lockpicking is like any of the other specialty survival skills. If you don't do it, you're going to lose it. So this is something you can keep with you, and in your free time, you can practice picking your own padlocks. And when things get really bad and you lose your keys in an inopportune time and need to get through a lockpick set like this is going to save the day.